Alhaji Tanko Yakassai, an elder statesman, a man of distinguished character, have been in the political space for over 62 years now in Nigeria. I want to thank you so much indeed for joining us here on Control TV.
You are most welcome.
As a grassroots man, we just thought that you just might be the right person or the best person to talk to in the country, having been in politics right from the grassroots in Kano State over the past years. So we sincerely appreciate this granting us your audience.
You're most welcome.
When you look at the political space today, leading up to the 2023 general elections, and knowing very well that politics actually start from the grassroots, what, in your view, do you think lies ahead when you look at grassroots politics?
Well, I think we are very lucky that we are this time getting an election when the possibility of people with influence can influence the outcome of the election, quite contrary to what was happening at the beginning of political development in Nigeria. Voters now, to a large extent, vote according to their conscience. Previously, it was not so. They were generally influenced by people in authority, particularly here in the North, where you have traditional rulers, religious leaders, and elders being recruited to campaign for the party in power. Now, they still have their influence, but the influence is largely diminished. So I think we are now getting it right. We're in a better position to play politics in the country than before.
Just a couple of days back, you made Asiwaju Bola and TINUBU the candidate of the APC running for president in 23. You supported him fully, even at the grassroots. What's the plan for you now that you have taken that exalted position in your party?
You know, right from the start, I was a politician from Nepal, a grassroots party, to my mind about the only grassroots party that we know existed in Nigeria. So I've been thinking of how to get a Nigerian president who will work for Nigeria. And to get such a person, you must look for a person with, first of all, experience in politics, ability and capability to rule the country and provide the kind of leadership we are looking for. We have had some leaders, but unfortunately some of them were lacking in capacity. And this is the reason why most of them were not able to perform to the satisfaction of the generality of Nigerian people. But we are still trying. It's an issue of trial and error. But we are now getting it perfected. I think we are in a better position now than before to get a government that will really do the thinking of the ordinary man in Nigeria.
Why do you feel the need to support Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the candidate of the APC, from the grassroots?
From the beginning, my intention, my interest was for a president that will meet the aspiration of Nigerian people. And to get such a president, you need a president or a candidate with what it takes. Among the necessary qualities for such a president or candidate is capability and capacity and also experience in politics. We have been having leaders in this country, but not all of them were able to perform to meet the aspiration of the ordinary man in Nigeria. But we can't do it without getting a leader who is capable and competent to be able to provide the kind of leadership that this country is looking for. Other countries have succeeded in getting such leaders, but we are yet to get, well, we have gotten some leaders, but we are yet to get a leader that will provide the kind of leadership that the country needs. So I have the thinking of looking for a competent leader or candidates for this election from the north and the south. So I targeted not an individual. I look for people with that kind of requirement. Then by sheer luck, TINUBU happened to come out and to be a person from APC that is contesting this election. And I think it's all right for me. He has all the necessary qualities that I was looking for.
Do you think a Muslim ticket will work against TINUBU in 2023?
Well, it is something that can work in his favor and also against his favor. You see, this cry against Muslims in tickets is mobilizing support for those who are against TINUBU from the south. I'm sorry, from the north, where you have the bulk of the people to be professing Islamic religion. So this campaign against TINUBU because of Muslim ticket is becoming a positive campaign for him, because they are now mobilizing the Muslim community or population in the north. Or a big problem in the country if we have a region or a group, a people, area where percentage of the population are Muslim. So Muslims, both in the north and in the south, are now being mobilized by this campaign to support TINUBU, whether originally they were in his favor or not. So I think there is a negative and positive aspect to the campaign.
Now that we are in the home stretch into the elections, there are allegations, if you will. You hear some of them on social media. Even some mainstream media are taking this story, alleging that there is some kind of division in your party, the APC, such that the president, Muhammad Buhari, is working against your candidate, Ahmed Bola Tinubu.
Well, in the first place, I'm not a member of APC. I'm just a supporter of a candidate who meets my own aspiration.
Absolutely.
I've never believed that Buhari was a supporter of Tinubu right from the start, right from the word go. President Buhari is a retired military general. He is definitely a politician. In politics, anybody can be a politician, but he lacks the experience required for a politician that will rule Nigeria to get to power, so that he can provide the kind of leadership that the people of this country or the country itself is looking for. So I was lucky that by sheer luck, I know Tinubu knew me before, by sheer luck, Tinubu became interested in contesting the election. I think according to him, he came to this house before declaring his interest to contest, and he told me that I'm one of the first people he decided to take into confidence of his intention to contest the election. Well, from that time on, luckily, like I said, he knew me and I knew him. I decided that he is one of the people that I am looking for to be the president of Nigeria. But I was looking for one from the south, one from the north, because Nigeria, having been what it is whether we like it or not, is a combination of north and south. So he satisfied my requirement for the south. Now, later on, the candidate emerged from the north, and I compared the two. I felt that my initial decision was still correct, so I stick to my gun and continue to support the candidature of Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the right man to do. He has the capacity, apart from the quality, the capacity that being, I believe, my Christian compatriots forgive me if I talk of the fact that Muslims in Nigeria constituted the majority of the population, having large chunk of their people, Muslims in the largest part of the country, the north. And I think Muslims constitute about 80 to 90%, or even if you want to be moderate, 70% of the population in the north. And you have some group of Christian and Muslims in the north, in the south, who are now have the number for making up the requirement of votes in the country from the south. So Tinubu being a Muslim, he has this advantage of getting the sympathy of Muslims in the north and Muslims in the south. If you can get, according to my calculation, or Tinubu or anybody, if that person can manage to get 50% of the vote from the north, you will just look for a few numbers, like about 25%, to make up the number required for him to win the election.